ゴジラ対キングギドラ。足型シール20枚で怪獣大図鑑がもらえるキングザウルスシリーズポピーより発売中。ウルトラ怪獣出現。発進ウルトラホーク1号ジェットビートル。今君の手に。
私は迷っていた。
ねえ、おいしい？それともヘルシー？
どっちもいいな。
そんな時はウルトラマンこうやるんです。ウルトラビト両方ある。
課長、
おいしいヘルシーウルトラビト。ウルトラうまいジョージア。
プッチンプリンをどうぞ。プティコプッチンプリン。
Today on Collect All Monsters, we use our powers of perception to predict the 2024 Kaiju collectibles that we want. Ikimashou!
Why, hello and welcome to episode 48 of Collect All Monsters, the show that's dedicated to the kaiju side of collectibles or the collectible side of the kaiju genre. Man, first show of the year and I messed it up. How's it going, everybody? We are down a member right now.
You meant to do that.
Exactly. We're down a member right now. We're not exactly sure where John is, so we're hoping things are okay with him, and also hoping that he pops in here, maybe just a little late, and fires up episode 48 with us. Today we are talking about all sorts of stuff, of course, like we usually do. We're going to have our show and tell, our news, and we have our main segment, which is our predictions, or probably more like pipe dreams of what we would like to happen in 2024 and for collectibles at least. Anyway, we're broadcasting live on both Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in already, and thank you to everybody who joins us later. We're going to do the chat room check-in as well a little bit later too, but for now, we will kick off our general segment that we do every time, and I'll turn it over to Leslie for Showa and Tell. All right, Leslie, what you got?
Well, first off, everybody, thank you for being here. The first episode of Collect All Monsters 2024. Wow, we are here in this awesome year. A year where the King of the Monsters turned 70. His greatest arch rival, his three-headed dragon from space, turns 60. His mechanical Marvel doppelganger turns 50. Oh, God, so much to look forward to in this year with anniversaries, milestones, and birthdays. And on top of that, Collect All Monsters is going to hold you down with so much content with supplemental shows, main shows, cam minutes. Y'all have no idea the content that's in store for you wonderful people that have supported us all these many years. So we hope you had a great Christmas and a happy New Year. Hopefully you didn't get arrested, but if you did, that's what lawyers are for. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to showcase just two things that I got since the last time we were together. Two awesome box days that closed out my year of 2023. Mm-hmm. And ironically, it's involving Godzilla's final opponent in the Heisei series. Christine, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, let's see it.
Oh, yeah, you kind of can see it over my over this show. No, that shoulder right there. You kind of can see them both right there, but we'll give you an up close and personal look at these pieces right now. The first piece I want to show off is, of course, the 30 centimeter X Plus Favorite Sculptors line, Real Master Collection of the aggregate form of Destroyer. And hopefully Kyle will show that off in a couple seconds.
Yes, I do have that. Why don't you talk a little bit for me while I grab that real quick?
Isn't that like super big, right?
In a way it is, because again, it's 30 centimeters, you know what I'm saying? And it's made of resin, poly resin, hence why it's in the Real Masters collection, you know what I'm saying? Both pieces, both that one and the other one that I got, were connected by magnets. You know what I'm saying? You got the big arms, you got the tail, you got the head. They were all basically connected by magnets. And that one kind of came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? See, there it is. There it is.
Super cool.
Oh, yeah. Again, I kind of slept on these because at first I didn't get them. But once, you know, I was able to get my hands on them, of course, through my wife Sandra and Eric Stolt, I was able to get one of these pieces in my collection. And again, this is great. Now, mind you, had they had these in the movie versus the Bandai crappy ones, then maybe Destroyer might be a little bit higher in some people's respects. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is actually a great piece. You know, S Plus did do one a long time ago as a Rick feature for the first 25 centimeter Destroyer, but it was smaller. This is bigger, better detailed, and it, again, come from the Favorite Sculptors line. The original kit came from Black Dragon Studios. It's a name you're gonna hear a lot during the course of this episode. But yes, this is this is such an awesome piece. Look at that! Like, and you know what? Let me ask y'all, like for real. Like, I know the bigger form of Destroyer is regarded as like the more creepy one. Like, honestly, if this thing was coming at you the aggregate form or the perfect form, which one would you run from first?
I think this one's the creepiest one.
It's definitely creepy. And I love the symmetry of this design. It's like so symmetrical. It's beautiful, actually.
Gorgeous creature design. Yeah, I love that this is actually the first thing you see, essentially. The first real monster you see in the movie, too. Like, and that it just changes and get like, I love all of Destroyer's forms, but this one, even the Bandai, like seriously, the Bandai figure is pretty amazing, even though it's ridiculous that it looked like they were using them in the actual film. But yeah, this is fantastic, Leslie.
But again, if they had more of these in the movie, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying?
And that paint job too. The paint job really sells it. It's like so crisp and so
vibrant.
Yeah, it is.
It's you know what? Something that wasn't even remotely on my radar. Now it is. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? There's some on Bayi, so you know, and I highly suggest you go after it. And again, I agree with you. I do find the aggregate form a little bit creepier with that predator-like face, you know, but it also infuriates me because it reminds me of that scene on where he attached the girl in the car, and for some reason she couldn't get away like every other normal person would have. But anyways. Great piece, and one of the great notes to go out on 2023. And again, speaking of Destroyer, it brings me to my last piece I want to showcase here on Show and Tell. Here we have the aggregate form of Destroyer. Now we got the big perfect form.
Oh my God.
Yes, the gigantic size perfect form of Destroyer. And ironically, even though this thing is big, it is like maybe 57 centimeters tall at the top of his wings. He is still technically not
huge.
Really. It's huge, but it's technically not a gigantic, even though he is gigantic size. He is more so really a 30 centimeter figure, if you really think about it. Because again, the scaling in S Plus figures, you know what I'm saying, you know, kind of caters to more towards how the monster was in the film. And remember, Destroyer in a lot of ways is like Baalante or King Ghidorah. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to fit into normal scale. That's why they got a 25 centimeter. So technically he would be in the 30 centimeter. Now, if he was truly gigantic, then he would be the size of my Spiral Studios Ghidorah. But this thing is great. And as you can see, I got the light up. It has a cool light up in his eyes and his horn here, you know, whatever. It looks great. And honestly, this is how I display him.
Oh, no.
So mean. You're so mean.
You know what? And I was playing around with it one day, and I forgot I did have the Bandai Junior, and I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can fit it in Destroyer's hands. And here I am recreating a moment that basically destroyed all of us when we saw the movie for the first time. And honestly, you know what? as I said on our Facebook group a couple weeks ago, I have never forgiven Destroyer for that. I'm sorry. That was just wrong. You didn't have to do Junior like that in front of Godzilla while he was dying. Destroyer, whatever. But it is what it is. But again, that's how I display my Destroyer with Junior in his hand. I know. I'm sorry. But still, both Destroyers are great pieces. And in my opinion, I believe the perfect form of Destroyer here is, in my opinion, the absolute best figure release that X Plus has done all year. And I'm going to plug the Monster with Attitude crew because they're doing their figure polling of the figure of the year and stuff like that on their group, on the Monster with Attitude group on Facebook. They've done several categories and model kits, Safubi, figures like this, and Destroyer is in the running to being figure of the year. The voting ends on the 25th of January, and they're gonna have a show on the 27th, chronicling all the winners. So pull for Destroyer, because again, in my opinion, he is the absolute best figure S Plus has put out this last year. In my opinion, it's even better than the Famous Sculptors line and Godzilla vs. Ebra set. I don't care if you hate me for that. I don't care if you don't like me for that. But in my opinion, Destroyer beats the Ebra set. You know what I'm saying? But still. That's what I got, you know what I'm saying? But again, thank you so much for being here on again this first and awesome episode of Collect All Monsters in this awesome year of 2024, and we got some great things in store for all you people. Yes. So now I'm gonna kick it over to my main man up in Seattle, Washington, the one, the only, the awesome.
Not up in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, that's right. You moved. Daggone it. Where you at now?
I am in Palm Desert, California. I'm SoCal, baby.
Okay. Yeah, where he is. Hey, David, how you doing? Say what you want to say.
It's okay, Leslie. It's okay. I forgive you this one time. Yes. I have moved. Yeah. So again, as I'm going to repeat what Leslie said, thanks everybody for being here and joining us on episode 48. We're almost at episode 50, and look for some fun stuff for episode 50. We're still figuring out what we're going to do, some special stuff. But anyway, thank you for being here. I'm coming at you from my new digs. This is my magical workbench where the magic happens, where I build models and stuff like that and repair models. You can kind of see, I'll show you up, see how high up the shelves go. Woo! They go all the way up there. And they did a really nice job. And I promised the guys who assembled this that I would plug them on our show in case, because people have been asking me who did your shelves. It's called Hello Garage, hellogarage.com, and they're a nationwide company, they're franchise. So you too can have a setup like this, or you can create your own setup. I did this myself. Like this was what I had envisioned. So there's nothing standard that you create any type of shelf configuration and workbench configuration that your imagination can dream of, and they can do it. And they're great. They're fast, not super cheap, but you know what? You get what you pay for. So anyway, I promised I'd do that, and I did it. So I've had a pretty unique experience in the collecting world. I've been separated from my collection for almost 5 months, and having recently been opening up boxes and discovering, oh my God. Oh,
sorry about that. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
The news. I guess this must be really important. News flash.
No, definitely not. Not more important.
News flash. David's talking too much. No.
Not at all.
Yeah. Neither
Sorry,
does
Tucker
David,
Robinson.
who still lives in Seattle, by the way. Anyway, whatever. This is going south real quick. So I've had the unique experience. Let's try again of rediscovering my collection and how awesome my collection is, and how much time and effort over 30 years I put into my collection, opening things and taking things out of bubble wrap, and really appreciating what I have accomplished in my collection, on my collecting journey. And I'm going to focus on that this year. I'm going to really, instead of sort of like be really like, what's new? What's the flavor of the month? What's coming, which is an important part of collecting. I'm not going to say it's not. But for me personally, I'm going to sort of rest on what I have so far and just really be sort of very discerning on what I purchase from this point forward, because I do have limited space. Someone wants to see the rest of my shirt. Okay. It's kind of
Oh,
cool.
Oh, that's
Shirt.
cool.
It's not King Caesar, but it's it's a Shisa dog and from Okinawa, whatever. Thank you, I appreciate that. But no, I am definitely stoked to have rediscovered my collection, and this is not the final product. This is just like for today, and I'm gonna perfect the lighting and the sound and everything in the coming months. But I'm already feeling comfortable, and I like this space better than I did my space in Seattle. So anyway, enough about all that. Let's get to my show and tell. Now, my show and tell things are actually all gifts. So first of all, I got this beauty
Very
from
nice.
Mr. James Hartman. This was a Christmas gift from James. This is the theater exclusive -1 Godzilla, and it is so beautiful in person. Like, you can't really, photographs don't really do it justice. There's a lot of glitter in here. It's almost like a Sofubi, style glitter inside there. Even though, like, is Bandai considered Sofubi? I'm not sure. That's a question for a different day, I think. But this one's kind of like on the fence between like a realistic figure and Sofubi. So thank you, James. I love it. It's great. I'm so happy to have it in my collection. This is my very first -1 collectible. This is all I got. So next, I got this, my very first CCP middle-sized figure. And I know Kyle had been talking about these, and I wasn't quite sure what all the hype was about. And my other buddy from G-Fest, John Bumpus, got me this for Christmas. And it's, of course, the 64 with a little Mothra on his tail. And these are super cute. These are super cute. And they were a great collectible scale. They fit nicely, in small spaces. And I'm definitely going to explore more items from this CCP middle-sized line. So thanks again, John, for that. And then finally, this as a housewarming / Christmas present from Del Martinez. Look at these.
Oh, those are beautiful.
These are, I believe,
Cool.
they're from Etsy. The artist's name is Chet, and I'm not sure of his last name, but these are super cool. This one's kind of for me. It's like a little Monster Island, and then this one is more for Keith. It's got Ultraman and Pigmon in it in a little ball. So these are super cute, and I got to find a place of honor to hang these. These are probably going to be going in the house, not out here. But thanks, Del. Thanks, John. Thanks, James, and thanks everybody for being here and all of the well wishes on our move. And we don't regret it for a minute. We're happy to be here. So that's all I got. Christine, what are you going to show and tell us this month?
All right. Well, I actually have been kind of slacking. I have not gotten anything yet this year. I have a lot of stuff on pre-order that I'm waiting for it to come in. But, actually, no, I did get one kind of thing for Christmas. Oh, and first of all, happy 2024. Happy New Year. Thank you, everyone, for, first of all, like, hanging out with us. When did we start this? 3 years ago? Has it been 4 years now?
I
Crazy.
think literally we started it in December of 2019.
Oh,
That was
my
our debut episode 0. Yeah.
Oh, so we have come a long way, and thank you to everyone who has joined, everyone in the group. Like, I love seeing everybody's posts. This is gonna be a great year. I mean, last year, I don't know if we can really top that because there was so many amazing things that came out. But I mean, we're all looking forward to this year. I'm sure we're gonna have just as many amazing things come out, toys, movies, all that good stuff. So I did get for Christmas this super cute little chibi goji like glass. What do you think I got in here? It's not water. But I think it's so cute. It was on, I think it was Etsy, but let me just take a sip here. Good stuff right there. I think Takaraya might like this stuff. And then I also got... Listen, I'm here to have a good time, all right? I'm here to party, have fun with you guys. And then one other thing I got, that's not really Godzilla related, but it's kind of, Kaiju-ish for Christmas. Brutus,
Oh.
the giant brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Or maybe he's a brachiosaurus. I don't know. He's a long neck. He's a long neck dinosaur. Guys.
He's a sauropod, some type of sauropod.
Yes,
It could be a diplodocus. You never know.
It could be a diplodocus. All I know is I want more of these things. It's like a metal dinosaur. It's supposed to go. Technically, it's supposed to go in your garden outside, but who wants that in your garden? I mean, I do want him in my garden, but he fits right in my collection room, so that's where he's gonna stay for now until I mean, he's pretty big, so he's literally like he's huge. So
He's cool.
that's
He's very cool.
Oh my gosh, and I want more. Like I want a whole Jurassic garden someday once I have a bigger garden. But maybe I'll be adding more of these. Maybe I'll start a new collection of giant metal dinosaurs. You never know. But so that was my. I mean, I hope my pre-orders come in because I'm getting that itch. Like I haven't bought anything. Like I bought things, but they're not coming in yet. And I like the feeling of box is coming next week. But they're not coming in for a while, so I'm like, I just need to buy something just to have something come in because I'm feeling like, what's the word? Not depraved. Is it depraved? I don't know. I just want something. Deprived.
I think you're depraved. Leslie definitely thinks you're depraved.
I'm depraved over here with my cameos and all that other stuff going on. But yeah, so that's what I got for now going on over here. So Rich, I see you said something, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it. You can't even. Oh, shut up! My succulents, my succulents are still alive. I have 4 succulents now that are still alive. So I'm doing pretty good. It's been about a month, so maybe I keep it going. All right, Kyle, I will pass that to you because I know you probably got some great stuff. Being in Japan, where all the amazing goodies are.
That's right. I'm still coming to you from Japan. Akimase omedetou gozaimasu, which means Happy New Year. Boy, oh boy, I do enjoy being here from the collectible side of things. There's actually too much, and it's very, very, very accessible. So I think
you're not depraved.
Previously, I think I showed off, the Godzilla -1 stuff that I got from the Crane game, but
Yes,
they
you
also
did.
had for Godzilla -1. I did an unboxing on the channel, not the channel. I did an unboxing in the group where I went to go try and get the Ichiban Kuji stuff, and what I really wanted was this Godzilla dorsal plate. Right?
That's cool.
And, anybody who watched it online, this is it. Right? Really
Oh,
cool.
okay.
I was surprised at how large this was, but the thing that surprised me even more was that it is literally a plate.
Oh, it's a candy dish or something.
It's a candy dish.
Wow.
So we actually, I just stole this from downstairs because we've had some chocolates in it for the past 2 weeks.
Now I definitely want one. That is freaking dope.
Yeah. So I
Cool.
do love it for that. It's hilarious to me that I was like, I want a dorsal plate, and it literally is a plate.
And you can use it, which is cool.
It's a
Yeah, we are using
plate.
it. Exactly. There you go.
David.
Okay, so secondarily, for my Showa and Tell, on January 5th, there was a McDonald's tie-in here with Godzilla. Right. And I'm just going to show off
the
didn't. Wrapper. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. These things they literally, they put some adhesive on them, so they're impossible to undo for me, impossible to do, to make them nice. So, but we did Lady Kyle did her best job to clean it up for me. But yeah, there it is. The wrapper from the one of the 3 Godzilla burgers. We tried them all, but there's really only one of them was just so full of teriyaki sauce. It was ridiculous. Okay, so that's item number 2. And then item number 3, let me show you something real quick. This is, if I can get this going, how fast can I get this going? Let's see. Go to this, then that, and then this, and then that, and then... So on the 28th of December, I went to Shibuya, and in Shibuya, they had this Godzilla the Art exhibit with this artist named Coin Parking Delivery. And so I shot some video. I'm still going to make a video about this and put it up on the channel. But I thought I'd just show off the actual event space. They had a cool Heisei Godzilla. They also had a pretty large scale sculpture by the artist of his character, which I can't remember the name of right now. Check that out on the video when I have that up online. Cool. But this is the space.
Ooh,
and it was
my cat back there.
Yeah, technically I wasn't supposed to photograph that. Whoops. But yeah.
I didn't see anything. I saw nothing.
Yeah, I saw nothing too. But because I went to that, these are not necessarily mine, but I did pick up the maquette Godzilla and the blue one as well. So those are my items for Showa and Tell. And the last thing I wanted to show is more is similar to the video that I'm going to make and me sort of pimping that I'm doing something. And that is that today in Japan, it is the 14th. And tomorrow, wait, let me undo this one. Tomorrow, can't believe I'm finally sharing this information. Tomorrow, there's going to be a broadcast on TV Tokyo of the show, the classic show, Why Did You Come to Japan? Or Yuan Nanishi Nippon Ne.
Cool. Oh my god.
And last year, when I came here for Wonder Festival, I was with a collector group, and we were like, hey, there's these guys in the airport, and they usually come talk to you. And Bill, actually, shout out to Bill's Carnage, because he actually is also going to be heavily featured in this episode, apparently. Cool. But yeah, they followed us around to Wonder Festival, and I don't know what else is going to be in the episode. It's a large episode, and we are only one segment of it. So yeah, Chris Hill, I see you in the chat. This one's for you, bro, because I know you have a way to tune in. So yeah, the 15th, I think it's like 6 or 7 p.m. here. I don't know, but basically there it is. I'm going to be on TV in Japan, and I really, really hope that I don't come off as cringy, because man, oh man, that was my whole goal this whole time. I'm like, because, David, we've seen those guys in the airport. You show up and in the arrivals area, and they walk up to you with the camera, and they're like, hi, we're from Japanese TV. Can we talk to you? And like, I've known about them for years, and every time I'm like, no. Sorry, just got off the plane, and like that time I was just like, Bill, what do you think? Because Bill and I showed up first, and he was like, let's do it. And he did it. So fingers crossed that I do the Kaiju fandom proud, and I don't come across as an absolute lunatic. But that's my Showa and Tell for this episode. And I think what we should do now is our chat room check-in. Right? Is that what it says here in the
That's what it says?
Yes, it is. All right. So, Jonathan and Leslie. Leslie, you ready?
As long as Jonathan's ready, because you know how I like to speed through things. So let's do this.
You gotta do like an auctioneer.
We got 43 people watching live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you guys all for being here.
How many people?
You were all awesome. 41 now. Jeez.
We just lost 2?
Bye.
Oh, come on.
They'll be back. They have to, because we're that awesome, to be honest with you. All right.
That's right.
All right, let's go. Jonathan, if you're ready, let's go. Nathaniel Plummer, thank you very much. Kaiju Battle. Johnny Coke, Oscar Solis, Michael Hang. Helmy, what's going on, Helmy? Greg Coggin, Rated M.
What's up, Greg?
Tanner, what's up, Tanner? Let's see. Alex Sawyer. Alex Sawyer, stop suggesting figures. I'm just telling you, just don't just stop. Just stop. I love you, but stop. Of course, Chris Hill, of course, my beautiful wife Sandra. What's up, babe? Eric Stope, Godzilla cartoon sci-fi horror fan 2K. I love that name. Richard Issa, what's up, Rich? What's going on, man?
What's up, Rich?
Let's see. Collect All Monsters. Well, who cares about them? Let's see. Who else? Let's see. I'm going through as fast as I can. Pretty much the same people, same awesome people. D Baker, Andre Steele, and that is Attack Peter. What's up, Attack? Peter, what's up, Peter?
Peter.
So again, I see on my device we got 44 people on YouTube, and I don't know what's on 47, 48. We're
48.
rising.
Keep
We're
it up,
rising.
Leslie. Keep it up, bro.
We're rising. Come on and join us. Join us. Now it's getting creepy. It's getting creepy. So yeah,
too
thank you.
Sacrifices and all that.
But thank you so much. Thank you all for being here again. You have no idea how great this year is going to be for all of y'all. We're gonna hold you down.
Oh yeah, we got you.
ready.
We got everybody. It's gonna be good.
I'm ready.
Ikimasho.
Ikimasho. So
My mama said what?
Now
You don't know my daggone mama.
all right, so that brings us to our other regular segment of the first half of the show, which I absolutely accidentally clicked earlier, and now I'm going to do it for the real time. All right, our news segment. We've each chosen one particular news item to show off in this segment, as we always do. Leslie and Christine, I'm switching you guys around here, and we'll start things off with Mr. Leslie Chambers.
Again, this is the Black Eric Carter with the news.
Oh my God.
Reporter Eric Carter with the news.
I guess I had more of an ebonic sound, which is fine. But yes, I want to talk about Monster Maker 28. You know what I'm saying? We all know about that model kit studio, that company. They offer some great model kits, like their sculpts.
Oh, yes.
David would tell you, like, one of the best sculptors out there when it comes to Kaiju model kits. You know what I'm saying? And on his most recent blog, he actually teased what his next project more likely will be. And last year, around this time, he teased that he was going to do, which came out later on that year, he teased that he was going to do a Heisei version of Gauss from the 95 film. You know what I'm saying? So it's only natural that he give us his opponent from that film. He teased on his latest blog that his next model kit will be Gamera 1995 from Gamera Guardian of the Universe. And again, if you know anything about Monster Maker 28, his sculpts are absolutely great, especially his Heisei sculpts. So I'm looking forward to seeing what would a Gamera 95 from Monster Maker 28 will look like. And according to the text on the blog, because it is in Japanese text, but if you translate it, he did say that he's hoping to have this ready by Wonderfest in a few weeks in February. Which again is appropriate because again he brought out Gauss last year at Winter Wonderfest. And if Gamera is anything like Gauss, more likely this thing's gonna be sold out before Kyle even gets into the building, to be honest with you. So hopefully I can get my hands on that, you know what I'm saying? But if you want a good idea of what the Monster Maker 28 Gauss will look with the realistic Gamera 95, because again, we don't know what this Gamera 95 from MM 28 will look like. But if you want to have an idea, I have some pictures of my Monster Maker 28 Gauss up against S Plus Gamera 95. Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Looks great.
So, and again, that's the X Plus Real Master Collection of the Gamera 95. He's a little bit shorter than he should be, because in the film, both Gauss and Gamera were basically like the same height. You know what I'm saying? But this kind of gives you an idea what Monster Maker 28 will put out once they finally get that kit out to us. And again, he's hoping to drop it at Wonderfest. So if you're going to Wonderfest, I would say get there like 4 days early so you can be the first in line and go directly to that table and get it, because I guarantee you more likely this thing will be sold out. If Gauss was sold out last year, more likely Gamera will too, because this is the first time Monster Maker 28 has ever done anything of Gamera himself. Gauss was the first Gamera property, but anything involving Gamera, this is the first ever Gamera model kit. So that right there should basically means it's going to be sold out. So, but hopefully I can get my hands on it. Hopefully Kyle can work his magic and maybe threaten some people or something. But we'll see what happens. But That's it.
Collect
Monster
All
Maker 20
Monsters does not endorse getting there the day before and camping out in the bathroom in the stall
In the bathroom.
overnight. Anyway.
Hey, you
But
gotta do
yeah.
what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. And again, Monster Maker 28, considering what they've done with the Saba 84, with the Suit Acura 84, the G&K set, you know what I'm saying? Just all the stuff they have done. I can't wait to see what this Gamma 95 looks like. And hopefully he'll have it done by Wonderfest. And that's all I wanted to talk about in my new segment. So I'm gonna kick it over to my main man in California. The one and only David Dopko. What you want to talk about in your new segment, David?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chambers. Now it's the gay Eric Carter coming at you with the news. So I just had to do that. You know, we got to do what we got to do. We're all kind of punchy today. It's January. What can you say? So we're going to talk about some more model kits. So Kyle, if you got the images ready, I'm ready to go. So KOC, Kingdom of Curiosity, in case you didn't know what that stood for, will be.
I did not know what that stood for.
You did not know that? Kingdom of Curiosity.
No,
I didn't know that either. Cool.
Yes. We'll be re-releasing the resin Grand King Ghidra from Mothra 3. Now look at that thing. It's beautiful, and I'm going to brag a little bit. I got a special private message from Ibaraki-san telling me this is going to be re-released. I guess he thinks I want it, so he's not wrong. I do want it, and I would love to build this because I've never built a Ghidra before.
Oh my
I've never
God.
built a resin Ghidra, and I said if KOC does one with the pins and magnets, I'm sold. So I think I'm going to have to honor that wish that I had. So it's going to be 30 centimeters in scale, but I'm probably with the wingspan, it's going to be a little bit bigger. Initially, this did come out in 2007, and that kit had 66 pieces. That's a lot of pieces. That's a lot of pieces. And of course, sculpted by the masterful Ibaraki-san, who's given us many, many amazing kits over the years. And
yes, sir.
The original price in 2007 was 21,000 yen. And you know what that would be today?
Wow.
With the yen the way it is, it would be $144. Can you believe that? I think that's probably going to be the shipping on this big box alone. But I'll tell you what. Look at that piece. I mean, there is the designer Shinkichi Wakasha-san standing right there. Just really like saying this looks just like the one that I built, and because it does. And I love King Ghidra. King Ghidra is my, I think my second favorite kaiju next to Godzilla. Of course, everybody knows it's the big three. It's Godzilla, King Ghidra, and Rodan. Those are my top three. Always will be. And I'm not a huge fan of the Heisei Ghidra, but this one, even though it is a Heisei Ghidra, this one is just beautiful. I think they nailed it. I think it's a beautiful figure. It's a beautiful sculpt, beautiful design. And I think I'm going to tackle it if it's not, too expensive. I think I need to do it. I know Steve Sarajoli's been on me for years to get my, my hands into a King Ghidra resin kit because I've never done one in all these years. So I think I'm going to have to start with this one. So that's all I got. Oh yeah, there is no release date as of yet. Coming soon, and there is no price. I don't have a price for you guys either, but. Like I said, it's probably not going to be $144.
You never done a King Ghidra before?
In 2024.
Model kit? You never
I'm
done
sorry?
A King Ghidra? You never done a King Ghidra model kit
Never.
before?
I have never
really?
built. Never. Nope.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you did at one point.
No, I was always too scared because of all those pieces and pins and delicate wings and every little
tips. Yeah.
Wingtips. Oh my God. When I opened the boxes for my X Plus King Ghidras, I was so worried about the wingtips. The first thing I did was go ding, 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 ding. All there, good.
Okay.
And all the horns were intact. Everything's good. But I think it's time that I try my hand at actually building one myself. So
the time could be more perfect because remember Ghidorah turned 60 this year. Would they reissue a 64 Ghidorah kit? Would you tackle that one?
I would. I think for sure. I almost did they did a Daimos King Ghidorah from Destroy All Monsters, a flying King Ghidorah that I almost did.
Okay.
But, somebody got the kit before it was a G Fest. Somebody had picked up the kit before I could get it. So I didn't get that one. But yeah, of course, the 64/65 is my favorite incarnation of the Space Dragon, the Golden Space Dragon. But I am very, very excited for this kit, and hopefully I can afford it. So anyway, Christine, what are you going to? Oh, what's your news?
All right. So Mara-san, he has his pop-up shops that he does over in Japan, and there's always a lucky bag item at his pop-up shop. So like the pop-ups, you have to apply to even go to it. He has like time slots where you can go in, and he'll have products and stuff on sale, and usually there's something special. Well, I'm really excited because he recently revealed they come out with a Godzilla 2000 sculpt. So I'm really excited, first of all, that they're starting to now. I mean, they've been recently putting out newer sculpts like the Godzilla 89, Biollante, and now there's a Godzilla 2000. So I knew eventually he would come around and do a glitter version. So that's what my news is. Maro-san has a beautiful, look at this guy.
That is beautiful.
Sparkly, shimmery, shiny, all the good things that a girl like me could want. And I want this, hopefully. Somehow I'll be stalking like Yahoo Japan auctions or whatever. But finally we have a painted glitter version with like these beautiful gold, silver, and blue highlights.
Love the red eyes too.
Oh yeah, and it's like I love this sculpt anyways. I think it's a great sculpt. I'm excited to see what else they come out with in the future. I mean, I know they had that amazing Destroya, which I'm waiting for a glitter version of that whenever that's on sale. But
wait, hold on.
A couple of minutes.
Christine, is Rich still watching?
I don't know. Is he?
I just wanted to tell him that I don't know if you noticed it. It's in Asakusa. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. There's a great picture. I'll post it of Kyle, Rich, Keith, a bunch of us standing. There he is, Asakusa. And it was just one of the moments that I remember from that Japan trip. And, yeah, I was in Asakusa.
Okay, he's not even
Look at that.
Here's the problem with saying things like Asakusa and Hokkaido and Kameo. If you keep saying that stuff, it's going to stick in your mind, and you're not going to know which one's real. You're going to say the wrong thing. So, yeah. Anyway, I just had to say that. I'm glad Rich is still watching.
Well, Rich, come on over to Asakusa. How do you say it? Asakusa?
You know what? You get the New Jersey pass, Rich, because Asakusa. Asakusa. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to sort of commandeer your news item. So continue on.
It's all good. Actually, I don't even know what the price was because usually he lists it on there. So I know it's a lucky bag. So if you're lucky, you can get one in a lucky bag. So I don't know where I'm going now, but yes. Keep an eye out. Let me get one first off Yahoo Japan auctions, or unless somebody else can get one for me, and then all of you are free to go after it.
I'm actually going to that pop-up event. Like I already applied and I got my admission number and everything. So it's my first time. I actually haven't seen anybody show off like what those events are like yet. So I'm sure there's like a video online I can go check out. But first timer club for me. I'm looking forward to it, and I really hope that I can take that home because I saw it actually. I will say my news item is tied into this as well because I went to Super Festival and I got to see the green vinyl sculpt of that, the green vinyl release of that, which was very cool, but very sort of like almost too realistic for a Sofubi piece. So I, like Christine, was like, oh, when is like a cool color version coming out? And then sure enough, the weekend after, he's like, this is happening. So I applied and I got like I said, I got my number and I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably be posting some sort of information about it. And like I said, hopefully I'll walk out of there with one myself because I really would like that.
Hopefully you can do videos there too, because it'd be cool. Like,
Yeah,
I've never
I'm gonna
seen,
probably ask him ahead of time. Okay, so I got another video to show because my actual news item for this episode is that I went to Super Festival. Super Festival was last Sunday, and they they hold Super Festival in Kudanshita, which is actually that's the stop, but it's where the Imperial Palace is in Japan, and
that's cool.
it's a huge area that includes the Budokan. If you've ever heard of like that venue. But they hold Super Festival in this science museum, and in the bottom floor of the science museum, you can see him waiting in line. I was probably about 300 to 400 people back in line from the front.
What?
Which means I didn't get any of the exclusive stuff. But I wasn't there for the exclusives. I was there pretty much just to do some cool looking around. I had a weird money thing, so I didn't even really have a lot of cash to spend. Which sucked because, to be honest, almost everything that I wanted at Super Festival was more expensive than I wanted to spend. But you had all the regulars there. You had X Plus, who their table's coming up soon. Marusan, you'll see them as well. M1. I'll tell you what, M1's table had a line. There's the X Plus table. M1 had a line that basically went out the door. And when the line ended, all their product was gone. Here's the Marusan table. You see the Destroya on the top there. I'll zoom into him in just a second. But it looks really cool, but also very kind of super deformed in a sense.
Yeah.
I really did like it, but I don't know if it's something. It's huge, really big. There's the 2000. Oh yeah, and sorry if this fast motion makes anybody motion sick. What I wanted to say about Super Festival is that it's a well-attended but also lightly attended show. And I think Christine and David probably remember me saying just before it happened that I was like surprised I didn't see more chatter online about what was being unveiled and shown off. And
it's very quiet.
It's a very quiet kind of like releasing for the show. And but I really love it because the fact that it's like kind of very open. There's people there, but you know, I didn't have any trouble like getting up to a table, except when there was like a line that I didn't want to stand in, because I'm not like that. But another reason I'm going very quickly past these tables is because I didn't have permission to film. And if you're not talking about like a vendor, like a manufacturer vendor like M1 here, or X Plus, everybody else is selling toys. There's basically like toy vendors there. So like the table I just passed, it's really cool though. So it's like not just if you want to get stuff from the manufacturer. There's all sorts of stuff to see. There's YMSF there, and he was actually tabling with somebody else who had a ton of soft vinyl toys. Some of them weren't priced, so I figured like they had some Pilot Ace figures, and I was like, oh, these are going to be super expensive. Anyway, so it's a big, like 4-hour event at this museum. Totally worth checking out, especially if you're visiting Tokyo when one's happening. I actually did pick up a few items. I don't need to keep this going really, but so number one, this is what your ticket is. Your ticket is actually the brochure that shows like where, like who all is at what table and stuff like that. You literally have to show this when you walk through the door, and if you put it away in your bag and then you come back in that first door, they ask you to see it again. Also, while I was there, X Plus had this book on display, which is
that's what I was asking
all
you
about their Ultra stuff. So every single Ultra release I think that they've ever done is in here.
Wow.
And
I need to get one of those.
Matsubara gave me this as a present, which was very nice.
That's cool. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, hey, are you living in Tokyo now? And I was like, yeah, I've got my house. Well, not Tokyo, but you know. And then just real quickly, like I said, a lot of the things that I was interested in were were like too expensive. I didn't want to spend that much money for one thing or another. So what I did get is yokai stuff because the yokai stuff was affordable. This is from a guy named Squid Blaster, I think is how you say it. And this is like a shrine lantern, but it's all clear vinyl with glitter and very beautiful. And then these guys whose name I'm forgetting, and here's the header card for it. Utata, I think is what it said. They made these little roof tiles. Like when you're in Japan,
those.
you'll see these roof
Taken
tiles
many
that have
pictures
like
of those,
oni
yes.
on them.
Yep, those are great.
And so there's little soft vinyl versions. They had like I think 2 or 3 sizes and different colorways, and I was just like,
cool.
like 2,000 yen for this. Ching, got it.
Dang.
5,000 yen for this, and that was all I spent at the show. But man, what a fun show! I definitely am going to be going back to the one in April, and there's actually one on the day after my birthday in September as well. So I'm definitely planning on going to those, and hopefully next time I go, I'll have more liquid funds available, and I won't be complaining about things being too expensive. But there you go. That's my news item.
See, man, Kyle, you weren't kidding when you said you've got all of these opportunities coming at you left and right. It's like, you know what?
Wow.
You missed a couple things for this one. You're going to see so many of them. It's my head is spinning just watching what you've done in the short time that you've been there. I can't even imagine how it's going to be, being there for a full year, hearing like all the things you get to go to. And it's almost too much.
Oh yeah, it is almost too much. Actually, there's a piece from a company called Dream Rocket that I really wanted. And it's their own kaiju called Barubagan or Balbagan. And it was too expensive. I didn't have the cash on hand for it. And so when I left the show, I was like, I had that whole like, man, I saw this thing, I really wanted it and I can't get it. So I was looking on Yahoo Japan and I missed an auction, but I also because of my money situation, I also have this weird thing where I couldn't necessarily get something from an auction. That's a story for another time, but thankfully, just last night on Instagram, Dream Rocket posted that they're offering that figure as a lottery item, and so I applied for that lottery. So yeah, things are like so much stuff is happening. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hope to get that thing and show it off on the next episode because it's a thing of beauty, in my opinion. And honestly, they have several releases of that figure that are pretty rad. So I might have like a little collection of that guy too, because the one I missed from Wonder Festival last year was like a translucent color version. Oh, gorgeous. Anyway, I don't need to keep talking about it, but
you can talk about it. It's interesting. And Dream Rocket is the company that does all the giant robot stuff. That's where I got my beautiful Emperor Guillotine, and
that's the Satan
Rose
plan, right?
Yep. And
Satan Rose,
Draculon, and that's a really great company, and their stuff is beautifully done. Nice vinyl, nice paint sprays and everything. So I can imagine how cool like an original kaiju would be.
Well, I gave the guy my card and we did a Meshi exchange.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little more forward with that in the next shows. I got to get some new cards actually, and hopefully.
Oh, by the way, I found
really hoping that we're going to get what's that?
I found our Collectible Monster stickers. Woohoo!
Oh, nice!
Remember?
Awesome. Very cool.
I have a whole. I almost said a bad word. I have a whole blank ton of them now. So next time I go to LA, I'll be handing them out in Monster Patrol and stuff like that. Jonathan can help me. I'll give some to Jonathan, and we can sort of do that kind of thing. So cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to get some new cards, and hopefully those will be translating into interviews that we can do for the show. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I'll definitely be at Wonder Festival. I already got my ticket for that. I know Nick Sides is going to be there, so I'm looking forward to hanging out with Nick, and James Patrick LaRock is coming too. So if you're going to Wonder Festival, hit me up. Helmy, not sure if you're going, but I'm looking forward to Wonder Festival, and I know that's why I was like sort of.
He's on his way to Japan right now. What are you talking about?
Right?
and Rich Iso, no, I did not find my Titanosaurus. I don't know what happened.
Oh no,
he's gone. He flew the coop. He must have escaped in the moving truck. I honest to God, it's a mystery because
Weird.
I'm pretty sure I packed him. I did pack him myself, and he was in a box by himself because of the antennas. So I packed him really well. Totally not fresh. About as not fresh as you can get. So I don't have a Sofubi Titanosaurus, and I don't have an X Plus Titanosaurus.
No.
So I have no idea what the hell happened, and I'm going to see if I can get a little bit of money back from the moving company. But I think maybe that ship has sailed. But thanks for asking. No, he's gone. He's missing. He's out. I don't know.
When you contact the company, are you going to say, "It's a dinosaur, a dinosaur"?
Probably not, Kyle, because I want to get some money back.
Okay,
but I am going to say it was a collectible item that was missing, and I did make a list of. He wasn't on the list, surprisingly enough. But it's not tragic. I mean, they're not super rare. I could probably find another one, but it still sucks nonetheless.
Yeah.
Maybe Jonathan can hook you up with one since he's a huge fan of Titanosaurus.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
I have not gotten over that, Jonathan. I have not gotten over that.
Anyway,
all right.
So
we are cooking along here today. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's time for our intermission, and when we come back from the intermission, it's our predictions for 2024, at least in terms of Kaiju Collectibles.
ウルトラマンエースがチョコになっちゃった。ロッテポップルチョコ。空き箱はこういう風にいろいろと遊べるわけだよね。ミルクチョコもあるんだよ。嬉しいね。
今新たな戦いが始まる。最強の怪獣がゲームで決まる。爆発する怪獣の怒りが格闘アクションを変えた。スーパーファミコンソフトゴジラ怪獣大決戦。さあ怪獣になろう。
All right, welcome back to Collect All Monsters. And Christine's having some mini Mothra eggs along with her absolutely not alcoholic drink.
Water. Totally water.
It's lemonade, right? Anyway,
red berry juice.
Yeah, we're hanging out. We're about to talk about. Actually, this next segment was proposed by Leslie, and it's all actually. I think I'm just going to ask Leslie to talk about it. Like, Leslie, tell us your inspiration for this particular segment because I love the idea.
Well, because y'all already know I'm a truck driver, and I get tired of listening to the radio because they play the same rap songs over and over and over again. They ain't talking about nothing. So I shut my radio off and I just sit there in silence. I think about not only my wife, but I also think about, ideas for the show, things I could bring to the table to help enhance the show. And I was thinking about, okay, this is the first of the year. And there's a lot of anniversaries being celebrated this year. So why not do some predictions on what things that we think will most likely we will see come out this year, or at least announced this year in 2024. And I'm talking about realistic suggestions like gigantic mania. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Okay. I know there's a small. I know there's a small group of people who want to see a gigantic mania, and again, y'all just proved that maybe Thanos was right after all. To be honest with you, no, we're talking about real suggestions of what we most likely will possibly see this year, and it could be anniversary related or it could be something else. But these are predictions that we think we will see either come out this year or at least announced in the year of 2024. And it's going to be interesting on the last episode of this year in December to see who got what right and who got what wrong. But I think at least one of the things that all of us will talk about will somehow get released or announced this year 2024. And the idea was like, if you could be the president of any toy company, you don't have to be one company, but if you want to use multiple Kaiju collectible companies, if you're the president, you pick the monster, you pick the size, you pick the gimmick. It is all yours of what you want to see put out in 2024. Now, I'm going with X Plus. Shocker. I know, right? I'm doing X Plus. You know what I'm saying? And we got, yeah, I know, right? Like it's no shocker that Kyle loves GMK and Christine loves 89 and David loves 64 and John loves -1.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Does he? I never heard him talk about it.
Sure. I wasn't sure whether he liked it or not.
Don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Otherwise, I'll be on my way to Philly right now. Trust me. But here are my 3 predictions that I think we'll see or announce in this year, 2024. And first and foremost, again, you saw earlier in my show and tell, S Plus last year put out the Favorite Sculptors line Aggregate and Perfect Form of Destroyer. They're not done with that. They're not done with Black Dragon Studios because, again, Black Dragon Studios put out a kit of the 1995 Godzilla, the Desagoji, and he's going to pair well, supposedly, with the Perfect Form Destroyer that you saw earlier. That supposedly is coming out next month in February or maybe March. Yes. And it's going to come with the awesome lineup that, judging from the promo pictures, it looks like that might be the absolute best Burning Godzilla 95 that anybody has ever done. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I predict, since we already got the Aggregate Form of Destroyer, the Perfect Form Destroyer, and now the 95 coming from Black Dragon Studio, courtesy of the S Plus Favorite Sculptors line, there was one other kit that Black Dragon Studios did. And you know what? Again, we got the Aggregate Form, we got the Perfect Form Destroyer. Let's see the flying form. Let's see the flying form of Destroyer.
Look at that. Dang.
Christine, look at that. I know you're a Heisei fan. Look at that.
Yeah, I want that.
And honestly, that's the thing. That's the thing. Model kits offer so many choices when it comes to monsters that maybe X Plus and all these other companies cannot touch. You just have to find the right person, David Dopko, or other people to build and paint the kits for you. And Black Dragon did this awesome rendition of the Flying Destroyer, and that's a monster that we do not get enough representations of. We get the perfect form, we get the aggregate form, but we don't have enough of the Flying Destroyers. So I predict that in some way, shape, or form, they will finish it off with the Favorite Sculptors line. To go along with the aggregates and the perfect form, we will get the flying form of Destroyer. Now, mind you, both the perfect and aggregate form of Destroyer that came out from X Plus, they were all Rick exclusives. So maybe this could be a Rick exclusive. But if you want to add a little accessory to it, why not a Godzilla Jr.? Put him at the base of the Flying Destroyer. You know what I'm saying? That would be great, So that's my first prediction. Secondly, a certain monster turns 50 this year. What's his name? He's made of metal. He can shoot weapons out of every port on his body. What's his name?
Mechanicon? Which I still have not seen yet. Whoops.
The Lord is testing me right now. He really is. Nah, seriously, Mecha Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla is celebrating 50 years this year. Cute. And so far, X Plus put out a Favorite Sculptors line version of both Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla. There is one other prominent monster that's missing. Who is that? Who is that? I ain't talking about the four-legged one that got beat to death by Mechagodzilla. I'm talking about the other monster that got apparently beat to death by Mechagodzilla. I'm talking about King Caesar. King Caesar, and X Plus should do, in my opinion, a 30 centimeter 1974 King Caesar. Again, you gave us Mechagodzilla, you gave us Godzilla, now give us the final in the trifecta in the final battle of that epic film. Now, what I'm proposing, when they do a 30 centimeter King Caesar, they should make the standard, of course, comes with King Caesar by himself. But the Rick version of that figure should be the ultimate Rick package. And with these two figures that you see before you, that is actually the X Plus 25 centimeter King Caesar the X Plus has done. Now, they have done two versions of this. The first version came with the option where you could change his ears from the droopy ears to the perked up ears. And it came with the awesome statue, that awesome statue that we all want to have a bigger version in our collections, right? But they also reissued King Caesar, and it came up with the light up in his eyes, the red light up in his eyes. So I propose that the Rick version of the 30 centimeter King Caesar should have the alternate ears, the statue, and the red eyes. That is what I'm proposing that they should do, and hopefully we'll get that announced sometime this year. Maybe next month in Winterfest, you never know. But again, X Plus, if you're listening, King Caesar 74, don't swerve us and give us the 2004 version. We don't want that one. We don't want that dilapidated bear rug. We want the original King Caesar with the epic theme song. That's what we want. Now let's go to the final prediction.
Wait, Leslie, can I swap out the red eyes for another Rick feature? Can we get a figure of Nami?
Oh,
that'll work.
How about a figure of Nami kneeling on the beach?
That'll work. That'll work.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, I would love. I mean, we could either do that or we could just add her to the Toho Maniacs line. But anyway,
that will work too.
I think that would be cool because you know what, the light up features for me. Sorry, they're just, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I've got light up features on several of my figures. I think I light them up once when I first opened the box, and then I never do it again.
I need to do it more. I like
Seriously,
it,
that's real talk here. So give me
that's true.
Let's get back to the little extra stuff that we all really want. And I'm still working on G Akamoto-san to please release a box set of all of the previously released Rick extra figures. Man, that thing would be like so popular and awesome. But anyway, sorry, Leslie, I didn't mean to commandeer yours too, but I just had to say that, you know, the light up features for me personally, I'm like, yeah.
And you know what? That is a valid argument. That is a valid argument that has been a tired gimmick that X Plus go to far too often. But again, I think certain light ups for certain figures it actually enhances the figure. Like for example, the 30 centimeter final form of Hedra. There was a light up that came in his eyes where his eyes were red, and it's absolutely perfect. Yes, so I'm thinking along those lines with the King Caesar. But again, along with the statue and the alternate ears, like just put it all together in the ultimate Rick package for King Caesar. He's been long overdue for a 30 centimeter upgrade. The 25 centimeters were awesome, but now we got a 30 centimeter 74 Godzilla and Mechagodzilla in the favorite sculptors line. Whip up a brand new scope of King Caesar. And my final prediction, I think what I'm about to say will probably come no surprise to anybody. Because again, there was a certain movie that came out late last year, that made everybody go crazy. It was a great movie, wonderful movie. Godzilla minus, subtracted, divided by, multiplications, all that good stuff. You know what I'm talking about. X Plus. Listen to me, like I'm serious. I'm speaking low because if I speak low, you'll pay attention more. So X Plus, really, the next gigantic series figure should be Godzilla -1. Like, don't. Woo, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Like, don't do what you did last year where you brought out, or at least you teased the gigantic series 2002 Godzilla, and you did nothing with that, or you haven't done anything with that thus far. I'm telling you, on behalf of a lot of people that will whip up the money to buy this thing, give us a gigantic series version of the -1 Godzilla, and I'm gonna give you 3 possible Rick options you can put with that figure. One, you can have it come with the standard will be his regular dorsal plates, but the RIP will come with alternate dorsal plates where they're bigger and they're translucent blue.
I agree with that. I agree with
yeah.
that. That I agree with. I'm down with that.
We want it. We want it.
That we want. Yes.
The second option, it should come with a mini replica of the plane that what's his name? Koichi flew at Godzilla at the end of the film. You know what I'm saying? That mini replica of that plane where you can put that plane up against Godzilla and have some great photos putting, you know, that plane up against the monster. That could be your second. Yeah, right in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's the second option. And the final option, give us a mini version of the Odo Island Godzilla from -1. You know what I'm saying? A mini replica version so you can show how he looked before and after he got irradiated. So that's what I'm proposing X Plus should do. Hopefully they're listening. Hopefully they will at least take heed to what I'm saying. Because I think anybody will buy any of those options. You might find somebody who might buy even multiple versions of the Gigantic Series -1. But that should be the next figure, or at least next Godzilla to debut or come into the Gigantic series. So those are my predictions. A Gigantic -1, a 30cm King Caesar, and a favorite sculptor's line, Flying Destroyer. X Plus, please don't let me down. Like, seriously, like I've been supporting your ass for years. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. You know what I'm saying? But those are my predictions. So let me know in the comment section what y'all think about those predictions, and we'll definitely go from here. So I gave my predictions. Now it's time for the awesome David F. Dotco to do the same. What's on your mind, David?
All right. Well, let me just start by saying I'm pretty confident that all of your predictions are going to come true. Like they're all within the realm of realistic choices. Like I'm pretty sure that we're going to see those, if not next year, soon. Now, when we proposed this segment for the show, I interpreted it a different way. I interpret it as something that we really wish they would do, not necessarily that they will do. So I'm not necessarily predicting. I'm putting it out there in the universe that maybe
you're manifesting it.
There you go. I'm manifesting it. I'm getting really like metaphysical here in California. I've only been here for a couple months. Like I'm already like, yes, but I'm putting it out in the universe because these are things. And all of the things I chose have anniversaries this year. All of the films are 2024 is an anniversary year. So Kyle, I'm not sure which one was first. I'll just talk about them when I see which one you put up first.
Or you can choose whichever one you want. I got them all open,
let's first do the 64B Godzilla. If you can, I don't think I labeled them, but there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of follow suit with Mr. Chambers and ask our friends at X Plus, please do a gigantic 64B, which is one of the most unrepresented suits in the whole Godzilla world. Like you see very, very few. I think there's only maybe one or two Sofubi figures of this, if not only one. It's a very, very, very underused suit to represent, and I love it. I think it's great. It's essentially the 64, but the jowls are a little different, and the eyes are sort of morphing into the more anthropomorphic sort of eyes that can emote a little more than the static eyes from 64. So yes, please, a gigantic. You can actually even use the sculpt of the Monster Maker 28, which this is I'm bequeathing this to Leslie at some point. So
you damn right.
This will eventually be his. Because yes, Rich, the gigantic 64A is completely. I think it was a hit and a swing and a miss. So I think it would be really interesting to see one of these 68 or nothing. Okay, Robert, whatever. But that. 64 has an anniversary this year, and I think King Ghidorah has the film is a very sort of underrated film. It's always in my top 10. It hovers around the top 5. It just doesn't cross over into my top 5, but I would love to see that. X Plus, please, if you're listening. it may not happen this year, but I think eventually we will see it. So, all right, next, Kyle, just surprise me. Put something up next, and we'll see what's coming next. Because I can't ever remember what it is. Okay, now let's go back to the model kit world and KOC. Now, can you imagine if Ibaraki-san sculpts a figure of Nakajima coming out of a 64 suit? Wouldn't that be cool? That would be so cool. I was initially going to say like a Medicom real action hero, like for example, like this Dada, sort of like a posable, figure. Sort of like the Combat Joe Godzilla that they did in the past. However, I want it to be super, super realistic, and I want the figure to look just like Nakajima-san. And maybe that exact scene, like he can be kind of kneeling, coming out of the suit. But I think a model kit version of this particular still would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic.
It would.
Again, these are things that I hope and wish would come out, not necessarily that are going to sort of happen, but I think it would be super cool. And again, Mothra vs. Godzilla is celebrating an anniversary this year, so it's only fitting that we get something fantastic. All right, now the last thing is pretty cool too. Now, this one may or may not happen, but this is a really cool prediction, sort of like want. And the last one, Kyle, if you would. Okay, the Toho Maniacs line is amazing. I love everything they've done so far. We're all waiting on the Godzilla Tower, which is the next release in that series. However, wouldn't it be great, because the 54 is having an anniversary this year, wouldn't it be great to have the main three protagonists of the 54 film, Ogata, Emiko, and Dr. Serizawa? Wouldn't that be like a cool, like a set of three? And you can even throw in an oxygen destroyer for good measure. But I think, someone like me who, you can only have so many Godzillas. I mean, Godzilla's cool. He's awesome. He's gray. We know what he looks like. There's so many. But to have these unique, interesting parts of the fandom that we all love, that we, this is the quintessential characters in a Godzilla film, aside from -1. I don't think we've seen anything remotely as compelling as these characters, and then we hadn't seen it until -1, and they're as compelling, I believe, as these three. So again, like, my interpretation of this segment was, something that I really hope and wish we'll eventually see at some point, but not that are necessarily gonna actually come to fruition. But
you never know.
You never know, because stranger things have happened. And I think from the comments that I'm seeing pop up, I think a lot of people kind of agree with me. And the Toho Maniacs line, they're small, they're relatively affordable, and they fill in gaps in your collection. And again, I say this, I'm probably going to say this every single show. For me, it's all about the movies. And anything that has to do with these movies that I love and that we all love so much, and that's why we collect. I'm assuming most people, the majority of collectors, love the movie so much they want representations of the films, not just because this is a cool figure, this looks great, I love the color of this is sparkly, because they represent memories for us. And if they happen to be sparkly and they happen to be colorful, that's just icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But I think that, these are things that a lot of us fans are really craving and would fill holes in our collection. So that's it for me. And again, like I said, Leslie and I had slightly different interpretations of it, but I think they're both kind of valid. And I do think we're going to see Leslie's, all three of Leslie's. So, Christine, what do you predict or hope is coming to us in 2024?
Well, mine, you guys covered like the realistic, kind of X Plus and realistic sculpts. So I'm hoping for some new Safubi. So I mean, My first. Hey, I had to sit for years. So, with Marathon coming up with all these new sculpts lately, I'm thinking, we got what, the 30-year anniversary of Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla coming up. So there's not really a lot of Space Godzilla love out there. I mean, we have the freaking amazing Mondo. We have the Marmot, Trendmasters. But I would love to see a Space Godzilla in the Maro-san style because they have a really unique style. It's like chunky. I don't really know how to explain it, but when you see a Maro-san figure, you know who made it. They have like a certain kind of style to them. So a glittery, and like plus their glitter figures are just insane. So I would love to see a Maro-san interpretation of Space Godzilla in a glitter version. Maybe even with a broken crystal on his shoulder, because I don't think there's any interpretations of Space Godzilla out there with the broken crystals on his shoulder that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't think I've ever seen one, unless it was a custom. But I'd be all over that. And then he also does the Maro Gachas, which are like the little small figures. So to kind of pair along with Space Godzilla, I would love a little Maro Gacha of Baby Godzilla because he's so cute. And the Maro Gachas are like super fun to collect. They're tiny. You can just like fit them anywhere in your collection. And how cute would these two look together? And I think oh my God, he's just so adorable. I love little baby G.
I'm with you.
So I would love to see that. What's my second? Oh, so Medicom Toys, they've been putting out a lot of stuff recently, but 2004 Final Wars also has a anniversary that's going to be coming up this year. And I think it'd be cool to see a Final Wars Godzilla in the Medicom style, the big, chunky, cute versions that they do. And
like
usually
Anraku on Saku, right?
Yeah, the Unraku on Saku. Yeah, I should have said that. Sorry. Yeah, it's an Unraku on style through Medicom Toys. And a lot of times they've been coming recently with some extras with them. So I think for the Final Wars Godzilla, I would love to see I can never say it. Exisasian, Exilian, X-Alien, whatever it is. I don't know. Okay, you guys already know I can't pronounce things, okay? So whatever you call it, this spaceship, I would love the spaceship or the commander or like the actual alien. Because I think Bandai did this one, the actual like alien. So, but I think that's the only alien out there of the Exisasians, Exilians, whatever they are. So it'd be cool to have that as a little mini extra. And then,
hey, Christine, before you go any further, let me ask you a question, and I'm serious. And it's great that you're actually choosing some Final Wars pieces. Now that we're coming on the 20th anniversary of it, let me ask you personally: do you feel Final Wars is underappreciated?
I don't really know. Like, I think it's a fun movie. It's a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of different things. And I think it gets a lot of hate because it is different, and there was some wild reimaginations of some of the monsters.
Does it deserve it though? Does it deserve it in your opinion?
No, because I understand where they were trying to go with it. It's supposed to be like a big bang finale, like this was the last movie they were making. So I understand what they were doing, trying to throw as much into the movie as they could. And it was. I thought it was fun. It was different. It was definitely different than a lot of the other ones we got. I like it. I mean, I'll watch it when it comes on. I mean, Don Fry is hilarious. And of course, I have a huge crush on
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, woo, baby. I mean, I will watch that anytime that comes on. Kazuki Kitamura any day, man. So I'm not gonna hate on it because I love him. So, and it's funny. It's adventurous. It's got a lot of monster action in it. I mean, it has a lot of stuff in there that we like, and it's fun. It's a fun movie.
There's four parts. There's four parts of Final Wars that I can say positive things about. The opening credit sequence is very good. I think it's interesting. It's great. It's fast paced. I like the music. The closing credits are fun. They're good. They're fast paced. The addition of Kumi Mizuno is fantastic. and like that elevates a turd to a level where it doesn't stink as much. And of course, the great Takarada, his character is so funny, especially when he's saying that he recognizes his dog and it's not even his dog.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that to me is gold and better than any of the monster nonsense that we see. It is definitely a blip in the franchise for me. Like, I pretend it doesn't even happen. It's never happened.
Oh really?
I think the design of some of the monsters are okay. But you know, we couldn't even really tell because they're on screen for like 3 seconds. And
that's true. That's true.
Fight was cool.
I don't care. You know, it's if that was going to be your finale, Toho, then you really done messed up, because it's an embarrassing finale. Like it's just sorry. I mean, I can't just sit here and have. I know I know people love it, and that's great. I'm happy for you. Keep watching it. You can, you know, the kid eating the candy bar, playing with the figures.
Oh my God.
And the pimp in New York City. Yes. You know, it's not even like so bad it's good. It's just so bad.
It's cheesy.
And yeah, it's
cheesy
just,
on purpose, which is
super
what I
cheesy.
which is a shame. Which is a shame,
Yeah.
because there's a such thing as camp, and I love camp. John Waters knows how to do camp, because you're laughing at yourself. You're in on the joke. They're not in on the joke. I mean, we're not in on the joke. We're just watching and cringing. It is absolutely, and I think Don Fry he just sort of, you know, sleepwalks his way through it. He phones it in. He's just, I'm getting a paycheck or whatever. No. He's not cute. It's not cute. Takarada, Kumi Mizuno, opening credits, closing credits are the best. So sorry, I had to put that in there. And if you like it,
wasn't memorable either. The music, the score at all wasn't really. But
I mean,
also had that weird...
you know, the Minya was just, it's just like, you know, come on, please, just please. Anyway, continue on. I think you got one more to go or two more to go.
It's all good.
Okay, actually, real quick, I just want to address, if you don't mind, I just want to address something. Robert Dwyer in the comments said that the budget for Final Wars was in the same ballpark as -1.
Oh,
what?
No,
really?
It was not. No,
Oh,
not at
that's
all. Budget for Final Wars was over 1 billion yen, and like
What?
Yamazaki said he didn't even have 15 million yen to make -1. So
What a
maybe
Rest
I'm
my
misreading
case.
your comments.
Rest
But,
my case.
-1, that should have been a way to end. Well, I guess -1 was really an ending, but
You know, they should have called
Very
Final
serious.
Wars -1, because that's the score I give it.
David.
Right? -1. If there's
it's
anything
not-
lower than that, it's sorry. It's just
It's not good as the finale. Like at the time, the finale. I could see where they were going with it. They were trying, because at the time, like, I don't know, but I don't think it needs the hate maybe that it gets, because there's good things about it. But being as
I agree with that,
being the
Christine. I agree with
the
that.
final version, I can see like. But I remember when I saw it in the theaters, because it did play in the United States. Randomly, it played in Syracuse, New York, in the middle of nowhere, and I was so excited to go. And at the time, going to see it, I was really excited, and I'm pretty sure I loved it back then, because, you know, a new movie is out, so we get new merch and all that stuff. And at the time, you know, when was the last time we had a Godzilla movie in the theaters? I can't remember. I think Godzilla 2000 wasn't it, in the theaters for a little bit?
Well, what they should have done, Christine, was they should have continued on with the third in the sequence with Kiryu. They should have done a third.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and put all their eggs in that basket, tied up that story nice and neat, and went out with a bang. Had a really high budget for that, because, you know, that was getting better. You know, SOS was better than Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and so on and so on. So if they would have had that chapter be the final one of the period, that I think that would have been the way to go. And a lot of people agree with me on that. I've had conversations with people about that all the time. But this one, I think I know what they were going for.
Yeah.
And I think they missed the mark, because it was
That's fair.
It was
Like
supposed to be.
Matrix.
Yeah, it was a rip off on. Okay, it was capitalized. See, now that's what I hate about movies, when they capitalize on something that's being, you know, already out there, you know, it's basically a rip off of the Matrix, a budget version of the Matrix in certain scenes, and it would have been cool to see these monsters come back, but again, give us like a little more than just a drop kick and he's gone, you know. And you know,
if you're a Hedra fan, you hate Final Wars. If you're a Hedra fan,
yeah, totally. And then you see, and then you see you see like the Planet X dude, like, you know, jumping up and down. You know,
I love that part.
It's just so embarrassingly bad. But again, I will watch the scene with Clint, the French bulldog, over and over again because I think that is hysterical. And then
at least Zilla got beat up. At least Zilla got creamed. That's one good thing.
You know what? Why would you even like make that, like, legitimize that nonsense too? Like, don't even put that in there. That's not Godzilla. So anyhow, I'm getting off of the soapbox now. And again, this is a show where we respect everyone's opinion. And if you like Final Wars, you know, I'm happy you like it, and it's available for you to watch and streaming, I'm sure. But I think I watched it twice in its entirety. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has ones they hate. I don't really like Hedorah that much, so.
Which one?
A lot of people. Hedorah. Godzilla versus Hedorah. I don't really like that.
Oh yeah, we've been through that before.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
This is
the first I'm hearing about that one. But anyhow, we're sort of went off on a limb here. So let's get back on track.
Yeah,
all right,
Christine, I believe you had one more prediction for us.
Yes. So obviously, I want heck of -1 goods. I want -1 Sofubi. I want -1 X Plus.
Yes.
So I'm thinking about, okay, I do want for sure a Sofubi version of -1 Godzilla. Gosh, and there's so many companies to pick from, but I'm gonna go with. I'm thinking the next person that's gonna come out with one, possibly. I'm thinking One Up. They have a really cool style. They always come with extras. I freaking love extras. So, well, maybe I can not all of them come with extras because the King Ghidorah didn't. But their Burning Godzilla came with, you know, a little aggregate from Destroya and a Godzilla Jr. and then a Super X3.
I like One Up.
So, yeah, and I mean, I really like the style, and they're small. They're easy to set on the shelf. They're affordable, and I would love for sure a -1 Godzilla. And I thought, you know, it would be cool to have the plane, but I want something different. So I was thinking maybe the Takao, the heavy cruiser that he destroys in the beginning. Oh man, I love that scene so much. But it's just, it would be cool to have him destroying a ship, or the Yukikaze, which was another destroyer. So this is the Yukikaze at the end, is one of the ships that was part of the plan that pulled him back up out of the ocean, because if they had never pulled him back up, the plane would have been able to fly into his mouth, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I think the destroyer ship is just as important as the plane, because they technically are the ones that
I agree.
motion the plan.
I agree with that.
I agree.
They wouldn't have, oh man, I really want to go see that again. I'm sure. Oh,
no, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, because I forget some parts of the world haven't seen it yet, but I don't know who's watching. But I would love one of the ships, and also the plane too. But you know, like without the ships pulling him back out of the water, you know, the plane wouldn't have had the opportunity to fly in his mouth and
that is
blast
true.
his little head off, sad. But you know, I would love. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. Eventually, I mean, we're gonna have probably an avalanche of -1 merch coming out soon, and I am ready.
Well, I'm ready.
So
I'm ready for that, because it's definitely, and if they do it right, man.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's got to be right. It's got to look great. I don't want it just because it's new, but
I didn't know that we could do -1 stuff. I thought it was an anniversary. Like I misinterpreted the thing because and I have to throw one more thing in there. No, I won't, because Kyle might say it. So I won't do it, because Kyle, you may say what I'm going to say. So
maybe we'll see.
Oh yeah, what are your predictions, Kyle?
Oh yeah, so for my
say
predictions, let me just do the Karnak thing, and no, I'm not gonna really do that. But so I just went with the anniversaries as well, because for me, I think that was really, it was an intriguing jumping off point, right? Like, sure, we could just pie in the sky, kind of like throw out ideas, but the anniversaries, I love the idea of these companies potentially like utilizing the anniversaries. And what do we start with for the anniversaries? Well, let's start with the beginning. Let's go back to 1954, because in 1954, you know, this obviously was the start of it all. It's where all of us, pretty much everybody loves that movie. Everybody knows that's what we need to see. It's like sort of like, how would I say this? It's the benchmark for a kaiju film. So I would like to see, and we've seen this before, but I'd like to see the Oxygen Destroyer get tackled. And here's my prediction.
Yes.
Is that we're going, because we've seen a model kit released in 1-to-1 scale. And recently we've seen quite a few different small scale Oxygen Destroyers released. You know, there's the keychain that came out from the Godzilla store. There's all the X Plus Rick releases. Exactly, Leslie. Yep.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah, so I'm kind of tired. I mean, I'm happy that we have these small scale releases, but this 1-to-1 scale has been like unavailable to anybody who didn't want to spend a cajillion dollars. And so my prediction, where'd my envelope go, is that Premium Bandai will put out a 1-to-1 scale Oxygen Destroyer, but
no assembly required. Thank you.
Exactly. No assembly required. Gorgeous presentation, probably in a box that's too big for it, but it doesn't have to be metal. But unfortunately, what will happen, my prediction is that Premium Bandai will not fix their system so people outside of Japan can use their website. So you'll have to go through somebody else to actually get that for you, which is unfortunate. But I think we are overdue, and the 70th anniversary of the 1954 film is a perfect time to put out a 1-to-1 scale piece, because
1,000%.
I don't have a mantle in my house anymore, but that's where I would have put this. It's honestly
1,000%.
Want.
I agree. And Kyle, I almost put that one as mine.
Dude, when you had Ogata and when you had all three actors holding the Oxygen Destroyer, I was afraid that we had chosen the same thing.
We almost did, because I almost switched it up, because I think that your prediction is more realistic than mine. But I've seen, the model kits, they're a pain in the neck to build. They're not super easy to build, and you have to have the right paint, and you have to make it look like metal. And they're super expensive, as Kyle mentioned. But to get one out of the box, which will probably still be expensive, and just take it out, put it on your shelf, boom, dude, sold. Amazing choice. Thank you for that.
I really do think I think people would pay for that, And the thing is, Premium Bandai, the difference between Bandai and Premium Bandai is that Premium Bandai is specifically targeting collectors, right? Correct. Bandai puts out these figures. And this is a bad example, but they put out their figures and they make thousands and thousands of them. Premium Bandai makes probably hundreds of them. So they can target the collectors who probably know they're going to have to spend some money to make that appear in their collection. But man, that's honestly, I would just adore having, I don't know what I would do with it right now, but I would love to have the 1-to-1 scale Oxygen Destroyer. Don't make it a kit that I have to put together. Don't make it metal that's going to be like really heavy. Make it something that collectors can have. Anyway,
I think
hopefully
all 4 of us would want that. All 4 of us would get that, right?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I'm there.
Leslie?
Yes. Oh, Leslie.
You're muted. We don't need to hear him anyway.
No, because shut up, devil. No, because I already got like 5 Oxygen Destroyers in my collection. I thought I don't really need another one.
You don't have a 1-1.
I don't want a 1-1.
Okay,
I got.
All right. You're not number 1 anyway, so.
I got. You know what? Let's see. Remove from the stage.
Oh!
Good. I try to tell her. She wouldn't listen.
You warned her.
I warned her.
With great power comes great responsibility.
What happened? Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. All I said was we all four want it, and it turned into this. So sorry.
All right. So let me get back up in the big spot here. Okay. So number 2 for my predictions actually aligns with one of your movie choices, David. I think that the 1964 B film of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster is a little sorely underrepresented in many forms and factions, and I literally would love to see X Plus in their Toho Maniacs line release the Shobijin specifically from this movie. I think that would be an absolute win.
Just like
and
that pose too.
Exactly. Like they could, and honestly, I just think that the X Plus needs to focus on the human characters. Like, I think it's rad that we're getting the Godzilla Tower. That's super cool.
Oh yeah.
I mentioned this somewhere on the group, I think, but basically the Toho Maniacs Gotengo is quite small, and for it to be about 70, I think it's 7,000 yen. So whatever that is in American dollars, it's a little much. I think they should focus on the human characters because that's what our collections have been lacking. Sure, the Godzilla Tower is an exception to that, but like there are so many Gotengos out there, and I think that the Shobijin would just be, the twin fairies from Mothra would be such a great reintroduction to those human characters, because like the Mysterians that they did, awesome. Matango that they did, awesome. Sarazawa, the Planet X, I don't know if we can say controller, but the Planet X, all of those are awesome, and that's what the line should be, in my humble opinion. So
absolutely right.
That's my prediction for that one.
Wait, don't you have one more?
And yes, I do. Yeah, I've got one more prediction, and this one is going to be a little on the odd side. Let me just get this window ready here, because there is another movie that came out in 1964 that I feel is a bit underrepresented, and I'm going back to X Plus because I'd like to see X Plus tackle for real Dogora, because we've seen in terms of predictable stuff, right? This is like the only thing that's like literally rooted in reality for me, because several years ago, the suit maker Keizo Murase designed and created a Dogora, and X Plus had it on display. I think it was like either at a Wonder Festival or at a Super Festival, but everybody that I knew was I was really heavily in the X Plus group at the time, and we were very, very interested. Robert Dwyer, yes, I know for a fact Robert's super into this idea.
Totally.
And this is actually a very cool piece. I remember seeing it online, and then a couple of years later, David and I were at Monsterpalooza, and Keizo Murase was there.
That's right.
And he had that on display. So I actually got to hold it in my hand, and it's a really cool, I think it's made of silicone. So it is really not something that's very standard for X Plus. They would have to probably release it. Probably it would be a Rick version, right? Like, let's be honest, this would have to be one of those things that not a lot of people are getting, so they probably would just make this a Rick. But hey, since we're doing our pie in the sky stuff, I think there are two options that have been released as small resin cast pieces that are potential winners for a Rick exclusive version, extra, like an extra feature. And that would be the weapon that they use to, I can't remember what it's called, but the weapon that they use to dissuade Dogora from attacking things. And if you're like, oh, that's lame because it's just like a little teeny tiny little guy, how about the bridge that gets destroyed? That would be cool as well. So I love the idea of the anniversaries sort of fueling the drive to put these things out. And so I hope that X Plus finally comes through with their Dogora figure, because
I think they will.
it's definitely underrepresented.
I think they will, Kyle. And one of the Rick extras can be a big lump of coal because that was the diet. The Dogora loved coal, and he would eat diamonds and coal. So anything like that would be fun. And I think that weapon, I don't remember the name either, shoots like royal wasp jelly into the clouds.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's like this. It's this Toho super science, like really crazy movie, and it's definitely awesome. Oh, real quick, can I do my prediction for -1? Now this one could come true.
Sure, go for it.
I want. Are you listening, Eugene Michi? I want a -1 Sofubi by M1. So bad, so bad, so bad, so bad. Putting it out there. How cool?
Hey, Kyle, do me a favor. Hey, blow me up right fast. Blow me up right fast. Since he's been kind of problematic in the chat, you know what, Robert? I have your Dogora right here. Just take a daggone bag and just float it all around your daggone house and all that crap. Just go to your nearest food line, take a bag, and just run around your house. Right? You got your daggone Dogora. That's for you being problematic tonight. So run face first into a wall if you want to. But here's your daggone Dogora.
Having said that, we love Robert Dwyer, by the way. Okay. He knows we kid.
Okay.
Robert's saying that Dogora has a very entertaining human cast, and I don't disagree. I think the human cast, as in terms of the actors, are very entertaining. But man, I definitely think that Robert says he's already doing that. I definitely think that movie is probably one of the more difficult to get through Toho Kaiju films. And they've got a few out there. I think there's no secret there, but I don't need to dip into that. What I would say is we had a poll set up by our producer Jonathan in the Collect All Monsters Monster Collectors group. And that poll is let me just get the right thing here. That poll was asking our members what they would like to see in 2024. And so look at that. The top result, Toho Maniac Shobijin.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Gee, I think you've got people who would get that in a heartbeat. So also we had Akira Ifukube soft vinyl figure with sheet music. That would be really cool.
So
I would like to see a Sofubi style, yeah. Diecast transforming Mogera, Godzilla in Mount Mihara cast diorama set. That seems like a no-brainer for them.
I think that's already out there, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
So.
Godzilla 1954 puppet with arms and jaws. That would be rad.
Oh, yeah.
And in the same vein as the 1-to-1 scale Oxygen Destroyer, Matthew Bazell suggested the 1-to-1 stainless steel or aluminum replica of Professor Miyajima's pipe in Mechagodzilla.
That already exists, Matthew. If you're watching in Cast/Iwakura did, it's not 1-to-1, but they did a replica. It's pretty big too of that magic pipe. For sure.
Well, there you go. I'm sure there's probably going to be more people chiming in after this episode airs in our Collect All Monsters Monster Collectors group. And by the way, hey, why not share that if you have not joined our Facebook group and Facebook is your kind of thing? Check this out. We basically have this group that focuses entirely on loving Godzilla and Godzilla Kaiju collectibles, I should say. So go check it out. Just make sure you read the rules and agree to our very strict rules in the group. Yeah, we have a blast. It's a really good, really great group. Like I said before, I unboxed this dorsal plate in the group, and it's sort of like, I got to do more unboxings as well. But we're going to go ahead and move along to our next segment, and I'm going to bring our producer, Jonathan Portman, on this stage. Hey, dude, how you doing, man?
Jonathan.
Well, hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy 2024.
Yes, happy 2024. You know what? Let's speed this along. I want to go out and buy myself a Dogora from the grocery store.
I want to buy a dorsal plate.
Oh, hey. Actually, not a bad idea. There you go.
I love you, David.
I don't know if I don't know who all's going to be able to join us. It looks like Ryan is connecting his devices here. So
Ooh, Ryan
there
Wilhelm.
he is.
Oh my gosh!
Well, there you go.
I haven't seen Ryan in a long time.
I was gonna say it's been a while.
And it wouldn't be right without getting the in there.
The Wilhelm scream, just in case you didn't recognize that.
It's good to see you, dude.
How's everybody doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, dude.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay, so these guys, let me get this ready. These guys come on here every month, mostly, and we have a little segment that they do where they talk about cool stuff that's happened in the group, and it's called the Collector Moment. All right. What you got for us? Let me actually get those pictures ready.
Yes, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Collector's Moment, the first edition of 2024. And I'll tell you what, we had a lot of great submissions. Last year, we actually had a really good end of the year. We had a lot of -1 content due to celebrate -1 coming out, and that was great. We appreciate everybody posting their pictures of going to see in the theater and whatnot, and it's still playing. It is still playing. I checked my local theater, at least here, it's still playing.
So and the black and white version just came out here in Japan.
Oh, there you go. Well,
Yes.
I mean, I want to see that big time. I really
Yeah, me
want
too.
that to come to the States, and I'll be at a limited release or something. But hey, maybe going for a 5th time. We'll see. I'm very, nonetheless, very excited. Let's woo, yeah, woo. That's right, Johnny.
Yes.
Ryan is in the house. All right. So let's get things started here with our very first submission for 2024 of the Collector's Moment. Let's see. Yes. Courtesy of Brian Clark. Brian Clark, I got to meet him at G-Fest officially in person. It was awesome to meet him. And so here we have, I will call it Ghidra Glory, because not only do we have a Ghidra figure like this, it's so beautiful, it's so pristine, but I believe on the very next slide, it also does something else. It glows. Yes, it glows, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful.
So not only is it I will say this. The one thing about glowy figures, sometimes they don't hit the mark for me because, yes, they're made to glow. So sometimes they might look a little off when you look at them, but then it's all about the glow. But this one, very specifically with the red and everything, I just love the color. So thank you, Brian, for this post. Really appreciate it.
Great figure too. Gosh, I love that one.
Oh, hell yeah.
My first post of 2024 shoutouts is going to go to Dan the Man Miller. I've been collecting a lot of smaller figures lately, and when I saw this post, I said, Dan, as always, my friend, you are on the mark. I took this Mechagodzilla with me to my first G-Fest last year. I'm going to G-Fest this year. Shout out to G-Fest. Who's going to G-Fest?
Yes. I think we all need claps for that. Yes.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Can't miss it.
It's going to be so much fun, man. I can't wait. But yeah, shout out to the smaller gyms, right? I mean, we've got a lot of big people. You got to, compliment the big ones with the smaller ones every once in a while. And these are amazing. So shout out to Dan Miller.
They're
So
great.
adorable.
They're super cute. That's Bullmark, right? Ain't it?
Right.
All right. So unfortunately, we don't have Nick with us today, but these are some of his picks. We've got, and I love his quote here. This is a nice little reference to, I believe, Ghostbusters. We've got one. And you're about to hit that, slam that button. We got it. Godzilla 2024 from Greg Betters. Greg is always a character. Hopefully, I can't wait to see Greg in a couple weeks. It seems like Greg will be coming to LA, so that's going to be very exciting to be in SoCal. So we can't wait to see Greg. And thank you for the post.
I love that figure too, by the way. It's really cool, man.
Oh, it's super cool. All right. So this one, I'm a big fan of this one from Mr. L. Holland, because I will say this.
Nice.
Not only do I love Gigan, but I love a good vinyl record. So I love that we have Gigan in a good vinyl record here in a nice little composition. And sometimes when I'm playing music, especially my Godzilla music, I like to have a little fun, put a little figure on there, maybe a little US toy or something. Not to get too distracting of the music or not mess it up, but we just want to have a little fun with it. So thank you, L. Holland. This is a great, amazing little photo. I love it.
It's cute.
Okay, so this is an awesome piece. I absolutely love Kill Bill. I love Kaiju 1. Shout out to Ryan John here. And shout out to Nick Sides for helping him acquire this. I actually got a go myself. If you guys don't have one of these, please stop what you're doing. No. Wait till after the show. But then go get one of these because it's amazing.
Nice save.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. It's such a cool piece. It's got a real metal chain.
Very
I mean,
cool.
Go-Go is so awesome. Compliments any Safubi collection. Yeah,
She's
exactly. She's so awesome, man. Shout out to Kill Bill.
Cool.
So.
Oh, and of course we have another TYG GMK blank and a CCP Godzilla with Mothra
Beautiful.
64 from
Hey.
Alex Murdich.
It's like the one that I have.
Yes,
Those
indeed.
CCPs are killing it, man.
They're
They are.
CCPs are
Dude,
killing
I
it.
didn't
The
even know they
TYG,
came with that
Oh my
glow.
God,
so
that
chunky. I love it.
Clear.
I want one of those GMKs so
Clear
bad.
vinyl. Very, very cute.
Yeah,
I think the
know.
big
Some-
question
I'm gonna get one at some
is
point.
Alex going to customize this TYG figure?
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure.
Ooh,
I
I
would-
would.
what's
my
Alex going to do with his
prediction-
TIG?
my
I'm going to put
prediction
all the
is-
yen on the world against.
Yes. I hope so.
Ooh, and
That I
this
love.
is
That I
really, really cool, man. Shout out to Devin. He hit us with his glow collection. He has a couple
Beautiful.
different pictures, but this was my favorite. It's got Gigan, it's got Gamera, it's got Ultraman, it's got the sweet 54 with the half skull, half Godzilla face. I mean, you can't go wrong with a glow collection, but this is especially awesome. So shout out to Devin. Thank you so much for sharing this. I love glows, and it's inspired me to track down some more, man. So thank you.
I love the color
Nice.
composition too, because sometimes it's
Mhm.
hard to to get the eye
Right.
to put those all together. It's a little
It's very
overwhelming, but
hard.
there's a lot of nice little colors in the blue background. I believe that's a light box probably, and it just looks great. I love it. It's very
Yeah, and it's got the diver. I mean, come on, it's awesome.
This
Oh,
is,
the diver. That's my
if I
favorite.
may,
yeah.
if I may, this is a lesson for you guys who shoot your toys. Choose a neutral blank background. It's your toy. It doesn't have to be a specific color. White, black, blue is great. It just shows the figure so much, and it doesn't compete with anything in the background. So if you can do that at all, it elevates your photos tenfold. So
Yeah, that's a lesson I'm still learning, you know? So I mean,
Yeah.
again, shout out to Devin for killing it. I mean, that's an awesome shot.
Look at that. We got a little photography tip from David. I love it. There we
Yeah.
go. That deserves a clap. It deserves a
It
clap.
does.
Yes.
Take notes, guys. I mean, seriously,
Thank you,
take
David.
notes, you know?
I'll
It's
take a
awesome.
sip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now
Wow.
there is not enough appreciation, I feel like sometimes, and I'll put myself to blame for this as well. In these, we don't show a lot of Gamera stuff a lot, but Nick was quick to pick a Gamera pick of someone's Gamera collection. Marcus Aiken. I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. I apologize if I am.
Wow.
But what an epic collection of Gamera stuff. I mean, just look. I was looking at it, just like basically every single Gamera figure you could think of is probably on those shelves. I mean, that's just really, really awesome. Very epic. Love that collection. Love.
Very nice.
Insanely cool.
The Prime
Good
One's
Lord.
not
Yeah,
in-
my
the
lord.
Prime-
Yes.
Yeah, the Prime One's not in there, but okay, we can just
The Prime-
forget that figure that was put out. But
Touche.
Good point. Oh, there you go. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this one, in Meisenheimer. Now that shin is just holy crap. Next to everything else,
Dang.
Dude.
Towers.
that thing. Oh, where would that even go? I don't even know where that would go here. But
it goes in daycare because
It
it's a child.
I mean, seriously, that thing is so big. It's like it is the size of a small child. That's crazy compared to everything else. What an epic collection of X Plus here, but like also that figure is just I can't. There are no words. There are no.
What
words.
62 is that, Jonathan? That's not
That's
the
the
KOC,
KOC.
is it?
That's
Is
the
that the
KOC.
KOC?
I think that's the
Yeah.
KOC.
Oh
yeah.
man, yeah. I
Which is
love
crazy
that.
when you compare that to everything else. I mean, this
Oh my
shit,
gosh, yeah.
this shit is like, okay, we've got something for a year. Like you guys think those are big. Check out the shin. Like that
Charge
is
it
That's
Ranch.
wild. And
Charge
that's the
it
giant
ranch.
destroyer too, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
one that
my
Leslie showed, right?
God.
now.
Yeah.
Where's the
Wow. Makes it
tail?
look
Is it
tiny.
the tail must have been taken off because there's no way that would fit. I mean, right?
It's probably in the
yeah,
driveway.
Had to have been.
it would be like extending past that frame for sure. So it's probably not on there.
Insane.
It's probably down the street. It's probably down the street somewhere.
It's getting pizza.
But epic. Thank you, Jim. And thank you to everyone. I believe that is it. So thank you to everyone for the post. Keep posting. Maybe you'll see yourself on the next Collector's Moment.
Yeah,
it's great. We've gotten a lot of people joining a group. Like I've like, accepted a lot of people who took the time to answer the questions. Hint, hint.
Yes. Please do that.
We will let you in so you can join in on the fun. And we do have a lot of fun. And one thing, I'm disappointed in you guys, man. There was one photo that I saw that I think is going to be photo of the year. And it was submitted by our own Nick Sides. It was the one he took to, I think, Hawaii or one of the islands he went to. He took his Titanosaurus. He went diving with it. And he has it on a piece of coral.
David, that would have been David. I agree. That would have been epic to show.
100%.
But again, we're trying not to play favorites here as the admins and moderators. We're trying to show the members. But next time, that's a good thought because that was an epic photo underwater. That was really good.
Photo of the year already.
I agree with you, Jonathan. I totally agree with you. This, nepotism thing, whatever we got going on here. But you got to call out greatness when it's deserved because that
was a
photo
beautiful
to me is like,
picture.
first of all, how the hell did he get it not to float to the top? Because those things are hollow. It's like, dude, that photo and the colors behind it. I'm gonna repost it in our group tonight so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
Gold medal to Nick Sides, hands down.
I think so.
Let me help.
Kyle, look at you. You found it, didn't you? Look at that.
Look at that. It's so
It
Can we
looks
get
like
a round of
something
sound? Round of sound.
Jacques Cousteau, the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau, right here.
Where's the sound? Where's the sound?
Yeah, give it to him.
There
He
we
deserves
go.
it.
So that's my kaiju moment.
I mean, but nobody's going to question that he took his figure on vacation. Like, who does that?
I do.
I do.
I'm the only one that don't do crap like
I've
that.
done that.
Guilty.
I took my little U.S. toys back to Pittsburgh.
What is wrong with you people?
Leslie,
What's wrong with you people?
Leslie, I took the
This is Leslie right now.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah. Wait,
I'm driving that
Leslie,
truck too.
Leslie, I took Gashapon of 66 Godzilla and Ibira to Tahiti with me on my honeymoon because I was getting close to Lychee Island. I'm like, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to it. So I took them and I brought them with me. They were this big in the suitcase, but I did bring them on my freaking honeymoon.
Our children, our babies.
Yeah,
that's right.
They come with us on vacations.
Travel buddy, I believe is the term that I heard David.
Yes,
so
Kyle,
I've taken travel buddies
buddy.
with me many times.
Travel buddy.
Travel buddies.
I do get weird looks every time, but I do it.
That is weird justification. Y'all people need to be in a sanitarium somewhere. I'm sorry. Y'all are just I'm gonna pray for y'all.
It's called dedication to our craft.
Every one of you.
Oh, it's right in the back there. You see it? There it is.
Yeah, it's in the back.
I think for a second here we need to get we have a question to request here. Can we see it?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me do my best. Can you see that?
Oh,
nice.
so
okay. Now when that thing came out, I was saying to myself, "Oh, I should probably." I was like, "I don't need that," but after like seeing it up close, I was like, "Man, I really messed up. I messed up."
Hold on. Congratulations on that Popey Jumbosaurus too, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is a gold. That's Chef's Kiss piece right there.
Yeah,
and congrats on that one.
I've got some cool stuff now. It's fun.
Chef's Kiss.
Indeed.
All right.
Okay.
Well, guys, that is going to do it for our episode today. We are super happy.
I know, right?
Do we
we had so many people hang out with us today. Our next episode will be February 17th, so make sure you tune into that. But also, before that, I believe we're going to have some supplemental content, so make sure you keep an eye on the Facebook group for some upcoming live streams. And I know that I'm expecting Nick Sides is not here today, but I'm expecting Nick in Japan for Wonder Festival, and hopefully we'll be able to do some cool stuff for that as well.
That would be great.
And I guess what I should probably do is prep the banner that says, "Until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated. The monsters are in revolt and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters." We'll see you for the next episode and beyond.